At Priva, we value the importance of employee training and development. Do you want to know why? The answer to this question lies in the awareness of the importance of training for employees. When we ask employees what they find important when looking for a new challenge, topics such as being able to contribute to the business of the company, clear agreements, and personal development are high on the list. And when we turn the question around and ask why people left their previous employer, we see that poor onboarding and too little personal development are on the list too. Apparently, the subject personal development is important for them, but it seems to be also difficult for companies to keep the promises or agreements made on this subject during the application process. Employees who are not well trained for their task often experience extra work pressure, sometimes take the work home, which also negatively affects the work-life balance. When personal development is considered important by employees, it may not be unwise to occasionally ask how this is currently arranged. We can roughly name two sources for filling in training. The first source is external training. These are training courses that can be purchased. This is often done in collaboration with an HR department. Because the knowledge comes from outside the organization, it often only involves coordinating activities when looking for the right training, planning, and arranging the budget. The second source of training is internal training. This often involves the accumulated domain knowledge, the vision and strategy, the added value of the company, product knowledge, work procedures, and sometimes also the use of special tools and company software. If all goes well, this knowledge makes the company unique compared to the competition and is part of the company's right to exist. This knowledge is in the heads of the company's employees, and these are often training courses on subjects that can only be given by their own personnel. So it also involves knowledge that on the one hand poses a great risk if it is lost, for example if an employee leaves, and on the other hand it can have a great positive contribution to the company's performance if this knowledge is properly secured and shared effectively. A very important part of Priva's internal corporate training is not only necessary for training its own employees, but it is also necessary for training the employees of its partners and its customers. So this is the reason why Priva finds it so important to record and share its knowledge through the Priva Academy. It not only safeguards Priva's internal knowledge, but it can also be used for the personal development of new employees of Priva, its partners, and customers. Effective and efficient. To ensure that employee training can be handled better and more systematically, we use different forms of training within the Priva Academy, namely theoretical training, on average 70% of a training, through e-learning, and practical training, on average 30% of a training, through instructor-led training. The theory forms the basis, and by offering this in e-learning, planning the training for the employee is easier and not dependent on the availability of Priva specialists. The practical lessons are supervised by a Priva specialist and can be followed on location, and if possible, also online. The focus of the theoretical training is on acquiring knowledge, while the focus of the practical lessons is on applying it. In the Priva Academy, course overviews can be found with various courses and course programs. These overviews can be used when setting up a training plan for an employee. And these overviews also help in easily finding a course, and by clicking on the language coding behind the course, you immediately navigate to this course. Searching for a course in the course catalog is also possible by using the Match All function in combination with a category of your choice and free keywords in the search filter window. Within the course, it is possible to search for the appropriate topic by opening the course navigation and entering the topic in the course search window. Once enrolled, the employees have their own overview in their personal dashboard. This is where all the scheduled, pending, and completed courses are collected. Priva treats learning data as personal data. Nevertheless, we sometimes get asked if this data can be shared with a team leader or the HR department of their own organization. When an employee wants to share his or her learning progress with someone, the employee can indicate this to us. In this way, Employees remain in control of their own data, and if they wish, they can tell us to share it with their team leader or HR department, so they can view the data too. With the Priva Academy, we offer tools that not only make it possible to find, plan, and follow Priva training courses, but it is also very easy and user-friendly for both employees and managers. The Priva Academy family is big and still growing every week. And as mentioned, with the Priva Academy, we do not only train all Priva employees, but also more than 2,000 employees of our partners and more than 4,000 employees of our end users, spread over a total of 59 different countries. And did you know that splitting training into theory and practice and shaping this theory in e-learning not only offers advantages in planning and following this training, it is also a lot cheaper than continuing to take all the learning material classically. Converted, the amount of e-learning that Priva Academy users take saves at this moment about 2 million euros per year in overhead costs. Costs that would have been incurred if only classroom training had been provided. 75% of these savings are saved by the companies of the employees taking the training. So with Priva Academy, we not only make employee training more accessible, but also cheaper and therefore available to more employees in your organization. When you want to know more about the Priva Academy, visit the Priva website or email your question to academy@priva.com. Priva, creating a climate for growth.